everyone, in today's video we're going to add a little precision to the dead bug and the bird dog. So we're going to revisit it to see if we need to facilitate the cervical spine with these patterns. Everyone, Tom Swales here, Advanced Movement Therapist. Today we're going to revisit the dead bug and the bird dog and make it a little bit more precise if there's a cervical involvement. So oftentimes when we look at the dead bug, it's an anterior kinetic chain exercise, but if the cervical spine is not involved or if there's a weakness, it might not be as accurate or might not be as good as what we thought. So oftentimes when we prescribe the dead bug, there might be a cervical component that needs to be facilitated. So we're going to go into our biofeedback testing, so our kinetic straight leg raise, look at the cervical reflex. We're going to facilitate that and see if it improves the straight leg raise. So Kylie's going to lift her right leg up in the air. She's going to remember how heavy that was. She's going to lift her head up into my hand and then lift it again. And if it feels easier, it might mean that we need to connect the cervical spine with the rest of the anterior chain. So to give us our dead bug, we're going to set up in the traditional dead bug position, arms and legs. And what you might see sometimes is when they do the dead bug, so you're going to do the dead bug, the neck is getting away from it, it's falling into extension, but it should be set into flexion. So if you see that, you're just going to use a tennis ball. They're going to tuck that chin down. They're going to hold the tennis ball. Then they don't need to crush it. You're going to set the breath. Exhale, purse lips. Ribs come down, back is flat. Okay? And then we're going to slowly drop what she can manage. Hold it right there. So as you can see, she's struggling a little bit there, keeping that back nice and flat. We're going to come back up. Okay? Let's do deep breath in. Exhale. Really exhale. There we go. Ribs are coming down, back is nice and flat. That's a good position. Okay? Chin is still tucked onto the ball. Okay? Slowly drop this leg. Right there. That's it. Okay? See if you can take a breath here. Own it. Exhale. There we go. Lock that down. Come back up. If this is too challenging with the legs and we need to incorporate this, let's just bring the legs down. We just go arms. So it's really important that the spine position is set. So we're going to go deep breath in. Exhale, purse lips. Set. Good. You can put a little dig into the floor here. Flatten the back. We need to use the glutes. Okay. And we're just going to drop an arm right there. So the key to this is making sure that neck position and that posture is good, because if it falls into extension, it's going to shut down, or we're not going to get as good of a firing rate to stabilize the entire anterior spine and connect it. Okay, and come back up. So we go down, we hold for our breath, and then reset each repetition. Make sure every rep is the same as the last one. As soon as they start breaking position and they can't feel the right muscles, practice is over. So for the bird dog on the posterior chain, we're going to use that same kinetic straight leg raise. So Kylie's going to lift up her left leg this time. She's going to remember how heavy that was. Go back down. She'll push her head up into my hand, use that cervical colic reflex, and then lift up. And you can see it kind of pops up a little faster. Does that feel a little different? Yeah. Easier. Okay. So if a client says, oh, that feels easier, then we need to incorporate the posterior C-spine to kind of start working this top-down control. Okay. We can use cross cord, and if that comes up positive as well, so if she lifts up, go back down and push her shoulder up into my hand. And if that feels easier, we're still going to go cervical spine because we look at everything closer to the brain first. So we'll go up into all fours. So to find this neutral position, just have them cat camel. So flex all the way up, extend all the way down. Now find the halfway point between those two end ranges, whatever it feels. And most of the time, people are pretty good at this. So when you ask them, there's very little that you have to do here. So we're looking for that kind of that plumb line. It's not perfect, but it's a standard that we can use. With the band, we're going to pull it around the base of the head here. So we want to facilitate neck retraction. And Kylie's going to grab onto the band. In this position, there's no tension. Okay? She's going to set up the core the same way. So she goes breath, exhale, purse lips, set the inner core. Good. Pull the belly button up. Now, once that's set, she pushes the head up into the band. Okay, so we've got this kind of rounded, kind of more protracted position here in the thorax. Neck is neutral, retracted, and then we go into a hip extension. So straighten that right leg straight back towards the wall. Watch for any spinning or rotation here. If you notice that they're extending, cue them, get those ribs down. If you notice that they're rotating, put a little ball on their back to see, okay? That ball shouldn't. And now that gives them that feedback at home if they're spinning away. So press up into my hand, Hold that position, take a breath, tell the brain it's okay, we own this, okay? And go back down, and then reset the tension. Let the tension go. Let the tension go between repetitions. If they go into fatigue, the neck might fatigue pretty quickly. So we don't want to fall into that, because if we get fatigued here, we're going to start to recruit the wrong muscles, and we're just going to go into panic mode. So she's going to reset again with a breath. Exhale, pursed lips. Empty the breath. Those ribs have to come up and down. Good. Not hollow. Deep breath in. Exhale, pursed lips. There we go. That's better. Good. Head up into the band. Press. Straighten the left leg. Nice and slowly. So have them do this slow. So you can see she wants to rotate towards the right here. So don't drop that ball. Just cue them. Say, just don't drop this ball. I don't need to tell them which way it's going. They can feel it. So make sure that ball doesn't fall. Okay? Don't lose this. See, feel which way the ball's. Don't let that fall. There you go. So you got to drop that hip down. Hold the ball there. Good. Chin is nice. So they're not extending, because if they extend, the band slides. If they overflex, the band slides the other way. So if the band is staying here on that occipital protuberance, they're in a good position. And it's really key that they can feel the core muscles on the front, the glutes, and the back of the neck. No compression in the spine, and relax. So that's a really great way to just add a little precision, to the traditional dead bug and bird dog. Those are great exercises, but if the neck is not in the right position, then they're not as good as what we thought, because anytime the neck gets away, it's going to create this general inhibition down the entire body, and we're going to lose power output and performance. So if you want to see more details, head over to amtcertified.com. There's lots of free resources there.